Okay, so this is my new channel called Eternal Orchid. Here I'm going to be doing readings. It'll kind of be sort of like what I've posted about like on the personal readings, but on here on the channel, it'll be mainly what I'm guided to do or what I feel like I need to tell you guys that I'm like channeling from spirit or whichever ancestor or whoever is telling me to like, you know, let them know this message. So the first one that we're going to do is pick a card deck. I thought that would kind of be fun to start off with. So this one is kind of gonna be, if you're not like, it won't be necessarily mushy, I guess, but I'm a person all about love. I love love for some reason. I don't know why. I'm Leo. So this first pick a deck, the first reading that we're gonna have on the channel is a pick a card deck. So here we have a 3-card spread here. The first deck is going to be, and these also include crystals. So say also if you do want to pick a personal reading and you want to do a pick a card deck, this will kind of be basically what it is. But it will kind of be more, just a little bit more intensive, like with more cards. So basically for the first deck that we have is rose quartz. For the second deck we have amethyst, and for the third deck we have a unakite. So basically what you'll do is take a couple of minutes to get your mind clear, or however you like. You don't necessarily need silence, but you kind of need like a sort of quiet place to be able to sort of like figure out which deck you want to pick. So just take a few minutes. It doesn't matter how long, however you feel that you should take. Take 3 deep breaths, and then ask yourself, call on whoever, God, spirit angel, guardian angels, the universe, however you want to do it, like which deck mostly, like what deck do you need to see based on like love, what messages do you need to see on love, what guidance do you need to see on love. So take a couple of minutes on there and then we'll get started. Okay, so this is number 1. If you pick deck number 1, this crystal, no, I'm just kidding, but this is for people who picked deck 1. This crystal that you picked is rose quartz. The rose quartz. But yes, the rose quartz, this is the love stone. Everybody know that this is the love stone. This is gonna be your stone for however long you feel like you need it. In my head, for some reason it's like I'm hearing a week, so maybe a week and then you'll be done with this. But let's see what we got here. So we have the magician. The magician. Connect with nature. We have angel of guidance. We have relationship patterns. We have make time to work, rest, and play. And then we have past life, present power here on the Isis Oracle deck. The many spiritual faces of you. So with this one, the magician is sort of somebody who kind of like is in control of everything. As above, so below. If you know that saying, if you know like Masons, Freemasons. So with this here, it's kind of sort of like you're trying to control something, when it's kind of like you need to relax. You kind of need to sort of relax. Don't be too much worried. Don't be too much worried about it, because it's already like lined up for you. Like you already sort of like have things that you want to manifest, where like you put it in prayer, you talk to God, or like you made a goal sheet, or however you want to call it. You already like made that clear of like what you want, but it's sort of kind of like you're trying to take too much control instead of surrendering and letting it, like surrendering and letting it go and let it happen how it's supposed to happen here. And you know, you can't control everything, because basically that's not how life goes. Because when you try to control everything, then it gets a little stressful. You get angry, and it's just not good. So this is kind of like more of like a, I don't want to say, it is kind of like you're taking a little time out to do a little self-care, self-love at this moment, to you know just let things flow how it is. Take time and rest. Now when it says connect with nature, of course, yeah, that means go outside, but not necessarily like going into a space where like it's so much going on, like going outside for fresh air, purchasing a plant, even getting crystals, walking your dog, maybe getting a pet or anything of those things. Hiking's good. I love to hike when I have the chance to. But yeah, it's like now it's time not to like think of things. So maybe I don't want to say you don't need to think of love, but let love come in on how it already sort of wants to come in. And you may have like sort of dealt with past relationships that were kind of like relationship patterns, or like sort of mirroring, or there are like the same thing was happened, but don't sort of like expect that to happen, because that can also happen when you manifest. Like when you manifest, sometimes you can have certain thoughts of like, oh, well, this is still gonna, you can focus on things that you don't want to happen. And when you focus on certain things that you don't want to happen, they end up happening, when you need to sort of kind of not worry about those things. Just let those things go and just let it flow. You know, if somebody wants to come in and they want to give you their all, then, and you connect with their energy well, then, you know, just let them come in. Don't kind of like set certain expectations, because everything is not gonna go how you expect it. It's not like a movie. You know how like everybody always wants the movie, you know, love, romantic things. It doesn't necessarily happen that way. It may happen differently, and you still, you know, may fall in love with that certain person as well. But yeah, now I think this one is kind of like taking, you know, a little time out, and maybe like a week or so, or a few days, you know, to just take a breather, you know, let things flow, and, you know, connect with nature, relax, read a book, yoga, meditate. When you connect with nature, you can also pay attention to like different symbols, like butterflies. And this card is butterflies, so maybe a lot of butterflies. You may want to look up like what is the symbolism of butterflies surrounding you outside as well. Maybe it's like birds as well too. I'm more getting a sense of butterflies. You may be surrounded, you may want to surround yourself by different flowers as well. But that is like the general gist of getting, like, just taking time and, you know, letting it flow, letting it come in, and like cannot try to like think too hard and control certain things. But yeah, that is all I have for you for group number 1. Hope you enjoy. Let me know if it resonates as well. See you later. Okay, so these are for the people who selected deck 2 or pile 2, pile dos or deux. So here we have the King of Swords, new home. Okay, new home. Somebody finna be moving with King of Swords. You have an Angel of Psychic Ability. Yeah. You have Physical Touch. Alrighty. You have Blessings and Innocence and Purity. And then you have Soul Retrieval, Deep Soul Healing with the Goddess. So what I'm instantly getting here is somebody has sorta, kinda, not gonna be sorta, kinda. Well, they could have, it could be sorta, kinda, or they're already planning it. But someone has been spying on you or watching you. Not like your every move, but I mean, they could be watching your every move, but somebody has like been, you know, this person is like someone who's been like, you know, eyeing you and like trying to like strategically figure out like, when should I make the move? Or when should I, you know, either say what you gotta say, or like if they already have something or not, but they're not really sure on like how to approach it, this is the person that does this. So this is air energy, so so just use your air energy, but let me check real quick. Let me just make sure, because I was gonna say what I was getting. Right quick. Yeah, so it's air energy, so it's kind of sort of like, yeah, it's like Capricorns or Aquarius. And of course, this doesn't have to be like their sun sign. This could be their moon, their rising, or their Venus sign. I'll mention signs if, like, of course, I remember it, but it doesn't necessarily have the signs. But this is somebody that's like been planning something, or like been watching you, or been spying on you on like when to make the next move here. So you may meet this person when you like move into a different area, or you may end up kind of moving with this person. I'm kind of getting the sense that you'll be moving in with this King of Swords, or you'll be planning to move, or even talk about moving in with each other. With the Angel of Psychic Ability, I'm feeling like you sort of know who this person is, or you not necessarily like you know who was watching you, but you know who this person is. Maybe you kind of sort of feel their energy like telepathically, or like you just feel their energy in general, like when you're around them, if you do know them, or you feel like you already know, like 100% you know them in general. But that's how I sort of see this. Like you kind of know, you kind of already know this person, or you kind of could see yourself with this person, or you also may have been thinking about that person and seeing a future with them. This person wants sort of like a physical touch. So maybe if you do know this person, or you already in a relationship with this person, you guys may be at a distance. Yeah, I'm feeling like it's sort of as a distance, and you guys may soon be sort of moving close together, or actually moving in together. Like if you guys are together already, you don't necessarily live together, but you're planning on eventually moving together into a new home. and you know that's kind, you guys kind of sort of know exactly that's like what you want or how you feel about the situation, because they're wanting to sort of like be closer to you. So yeah, they kind of like miss touching you or like missing you like in their presence and stuff like that. So that's why I like with the blessings and of innocence and purity. This is something that's like in my head, what's coming in my head is like true love, but it's something like you see yourself with this person, like you feel pure, like you feel like this is like a true love that you sort of want, and it's kind of like healing to you a little bit, like it kind of heals your heart or like brings your heart to like a warmness. I do want to look at I do want to look at this card in the book, the Soul Retrieval Deep Soul Healing with the Goddess, to see. And I just instantly turned to it already. So let's see. So Isis Healing God now offers you spiritual restoration and deep soul healing through the art of soul retrieval, reclaiming pieces of you lost through trauma, old and new. Soon you will enjoy greater wellness, energy, and power, as well as opening gifts and soulful abilities you did not know you had. So I'm trying to find like an area where so that's what I'm saying, like this person sort of like brings the wholeness back to you, because maybe like you allowed yourself to heal, like you allowed yourself to heal because you like opened your heart and you sort of forgave those like in the past. And you're sort of like reclaiming your power back. So one of you guys have either healing abilities too, is what I'm kind of also sensing. Maybe you allowed him to heal, or you allowed him to heal, or he healed you, or you guys both healed each other to get past to where you go, to like bring sort of like the lessons of innocence and purity of like a pure love that allowed you to like open your heart here. But yeah, so that's all I have for group number 2. And yeah, okay, so this is the pile 3. If you noticed, all the cards are picked out, but I'll explain them. So with pile 3, you hear you have a unakite. So there, very beautiful stone, love that stone as well. So here you have the 5 of Swords. So what I'm getting here is like it's kind of like a lesson. How would I put this? So it's sort of kind of like a lesson that you learned, that you sort of lose something that you were kind of feeling like you were sort of abandoned, but it was like for your own good, like it happened at the right time. And it is sort of kind of, I don't know why I say sort of kind of, sorry, get used to it, I always say it. And it's like now that you're kind of starting to see a reflection of qualities of other people that you kind of see in yourself. And it's not that it's a bad thing if it is a certain reflection. It's like you're learning to maybe notice like what you need to work on, or like not even necessarily what you need to work on, of what like will get you to the next step of like what you sort of like what you want. Because also it says listen with your heart, you are listening, but need to hear it with a loving heart. So this is kind of saying, whatever happened, in if this is like has to do, like, of course this is like a love read, whatever this has to do with this person, love or a significant other. It could be an air sign, more than likely. I don't want to say more than likely an Aquarius, but it could be like an Aquarius because this is Aquarius card. But signs really don't matter. It's just whoever you were dealing with. You could have like walked away from someone, and you kind of may have felt like sort of abandoned, but it was a good thing that happened because it was a lesson that you sort of need to learn from, and it's allowing you to, you know, open your heart and be loving with your heart, even if that person may have done something wrong or it just didn't even work out. Because now, like, it's time to, I don't want to say move on, but it's like a good move on, because now it's time to be adventurous and play. Once you open your heart, things will like come in abundance. Whatever you also manifest as well. So like blessings will come in, and I can read a little bit more of this card as well. And then you also have rising sun. So like it's like you're rising from a loss. When you lose something, you gain something. But I'm going to read from this card because I actually want to know a little bit more about it too. Because I don't use this specific deck as much. I just like it because it's pretty. But I'm going to use it more. I told myself I was going to use it more. Okay. Sir, honey. Let's see. This is, okay, there we go. Have technical difficulties right here. So in the realm of children, anything and everything is possible. Adventures and fun are around every corner. Is it time for adventure? New experience keep us young and help our minds, body stay active. A youthful spirit can be found at any physical age. We're never too old to play. So when we give our burdens to God, we feel a new lightness of being. We feel safe, secure, and loved. We find that there's always something to smile about and a blessing in everything. So I am kind of like, if it was something bad that happened at that time or whenever, it was good that it happened, because now it's leading you to your blessings, and it's allowing you to open your heart and like show your full potential, like of your heart and of your loving self, to rise and sort of like just go, not even go with the flow, just like flow and being like in your full element. So the lesson that you learned from this person, or whatever happened then, it was a reflection of something of you that you needed sort of to be tested on to get you to the next step here. So now, when you have a card like the rising sun, the divine solar child reborn again, it's kind of like you went through your transformation, like sort of like the death card. The death card is not necessarily, usually not, it looks like it will be like a negative card, but it's actually a good card. The death card is a Scorpio card, so it's transformation. You're turning over basically into a new leaf. When there's the end, there's a beginning, and when there's an end, there's a beginning. When there's a beginning, there's an end. So you're rising phoenix. You elevated. You basically elevated, but in a good way, because you learned your lesson, and that's why, like, if it's something bad, sometimes when things are injustice, it's a blessing to move on. Like, it's something good out of that. So when there's something, and I always think, like, when there's something bad, there's always sort of like a good outcome out of it, if you know you had good intentions and you fully, like, love with your heart as well. But that is all I have for pile number 3. Again, the crystal was Untitled. This is gonna be your stone. Research it. You know, keep it with you until, like, it's time when, well, of course, when you're done with it as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed the first video and the first reading of Pick a Card deck. Let me know if anything resonates, or, like, leave your comments below. That I will have, like, more information about, like, the Instagram page and, like, all personal readings and things that I have included on there. Oof, sir. I got a food baby. Also, I'll run over the crystals. So again, if you picked deck number 1, it was rose quartz here, if you can see that. If you picked the second deck, amethyst here. And then if you picked the third deck, it is going to be a Untitled. And I will spell it out for you as well in the description box. And those are going to be your crystals, that your stone for the week, basically. Connect with it, charge it. However, if you want to know how to charge it, cleanse it, let me know. I got you. Of course, you can look up that stuff on Instagram. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time.